Thanks, Sarah. I think there's a couple key points that I wanted to talk here about working as a developer and why it might be an interesting career path for you specifically. I think bunch of different bullet points you'll see here, but I think one of the biggest things about the tech industry, as Sarah mentioned, as things are starting to, as we've seen, especially with things like COVID coming up, technology has been more important now than it has ever been. So the field as a whole is really continuing to grow, and it's something that has been steadily growing for a long time now. I think another part that's really cool about a career in development is that it always has you learning, because technology itself is always continuing to grow, and new technologies are becoming more commonplace. People who find really fulfilling careers in technology are people who love to continuously learn. And I think, yeah, we'll probably talk about that when we talk about the Learn program and what it teaches you. But again, one of the most important things that it teaches you is actually how to learn and how to stay up to date with technology, because the things that you learn in the classroom this year, 10 years down the line, are going to be entirely different. So helping prepare you for a kind of a career and lifelong learning process itself. Some other cool things about working as a developer is that you have access to a lot of remote opportunities. So another thing with the workforce in development is that even before COVID, which has had a huge impact on a lot of other industries, the engineering teams and developers have already had kind of a footprint in the remote world specifically. So I think it's something that, again, opportunities to work at different companies with different teams, different technologies and different locations are even more applicable now because of the really abundance of remote opportunities itself. A couple more things to mention are that people who, again, do really well in careers and development, a lot of times are people who are interested in the challenges that it brings up. So specifically, problem solving is a huge skill set that lends itself to working as a developer. You're continuously trying to understand how to do things like quantify and figure out problems that aren't necessarily very intrinsically quantifiable, if that makes sense. So trying to figure out ways to wrap your mind around problems. And what's really cool is that it also allows for you to take kind of this artistic and beautiful and creative side of your skill set and apply it in a very analytical sense as well. So it's a really cool career combination of both, an ability to show how creative you are, as well as show how analytical you can be. And one of the other great things about this career path in general is the fact that it is superly high in demand. So again, as technology becomes more important to society as a whole, working as a developer and careers in development are going to be even more important and going to just increase in terms of the amount of demand. And we'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about how education plays a factor into that as well. And then one motivating factor that drives some people to working as a developer is that it's a particularly well-paying industry, quite frankly, as well. So you can see in the infographic to the right from Glassdoor, there's some more information about understanding your career trajectory and the possibilities of different types of titles and what that means in terms of compensation. So entry-level roles are pretty well-paying roles for this field specifically as well.